the channel. So today I've got the switch in the back, got the air fittings in the back, 3 of them. So they are, hopefully they'll fit. I'm going to try them in a second. 1/2 inch to 12mm push connect. We've got one on here to do, and this one to do. This one hasn't even got one in it yet. That's at least got the airline attached to it. So let's dig in the box for the other top plate and see if these actually do fit. I hope they do, because if not, I'm going to be stuck. There's the other top plate, the last and final one. Let's stick it on here. Let's see. Yeah, they're good. Once they're screwed all the way down, they're good. So let's get this done. We're going to do the offside first, because that wheel's virtually off already, and then we're going to do the near side. So I'm going to see first if I can manage to get this, the holes there, without having to drop the top plate at all. No, I'm going to have to drop that top plate. Great! And then to add to the complications of today, this muppet here, yeah, the one behind the camera, completely forgot to pick up the other battery. So I've only got one battery, and I've got to sort of hope that this battery is charged. So let's give it a go. So like I said, let's get this side done first. So get the big guns in there, and it's not. Woohoo! So everything's going to be done by hand today. Right, so I've not been here that long, but I am already, can't feel my fingers, absolutely freezing. This side has got a airline in it. I had to take the plate off completely to get that in, so this side's going to be the same. What a pain. But now I'm going to tighten this back up, put the airline back, put the airline into it, and then it's going to be, I'm going to try and do that one from in here essentially. Maybe turn the wheel if I can. See if I can do that from in here. Saves having to take that wheel off. Then I can just bag them both up together, because I'm going to have to run the engine to put that bag on. But yeah, I want to keep the engine running to charge the batteries up, because the batteries are running flat. So all good games. I would record more, but I'm here on my own. It's absolutely freezing. It is snowing in February in Manchester, so that will give you an idea of the date that this was actually done, when we got forecast for snow in Glossop and what have you. And although we're not in Glossop, we have got snow here. It's just not sticking. It's like 3 degrees outside. It's freezing, but that is my devotion to getting this done. Right, well, what I've decided to do is I'm going to start it to do the bag on this side, let it run for 20 minutes, even with the air leak on that side. Switch it off. I'll put that wheel back on whilst it's running. Then get that wheel off, repeat on that side, and then we shouldn't have any more air leaks. Let's give it a go. I say let's give it a go. We know it ain't going to start. It never does. See? Eventually. Just let the batteries recover a second. There's one firing. Nearly. There we go. I am having to hold the throttle fully down. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, that's not the exhaust. See? Oh, it's properly snowing now. It's a bit of unburnt diesel, and the fact that it's 3 degrees out here and it's not been started properly in a week. And just make sure Peppa Pig's still on. I take it she's watching it, yeah. Peppa Pig's still on. So we need to wait a few minutes for the suspension. Well, it needs to charge the rest of the air system up first before it will allow the suspension to build up. The way these vehicles work is they'll build air tank 1 up to a certain amount, then they'll build air tank 2 up to a certain amount, or they'll build them both together. Once they hit a certain amount, a 4-way protection valve will open, and then that will allow the auxiliary tanks to start taking on air, and that's how they work. The 2 primary tanks, axle 1, which is air tank 1, and axle 2, which is air tank 2, both fill up first. It will now fill the handbrake tank up, and then it will fill the auxiliaries up. So what it's doing now is it'll still be loading tank 1 and 2 up, so axle 1 and axle 2, but it'll also be loading tank 3 up, which is the alarm you can hear, because axle 3 is monitored. But it's not axle 3, it's the handbrake tank, the park tank, and that's what's going, because it is monitored behind here. It just doesn't have a gauge to display it. So hope that helped. Why that's doing that though, in the comments on the finishing the near side off, someone went, "It's nice to know you take wheel safety on the road very importantly, because you're not taught them up." It's coming off again. So what you're talking about? Maybe if you actually watch the video, you'd know that it's coming off again to do the brakes anyway. And today it's got to come off so we can do the top plate, finish that bit off, because it leaks there. And then when we do go on the road, right, which is why it's not got them on yet, we use wheel nut markers so we can see when the wheel nuts have moved. The other thing we do, because we don't have access to the proper torque wrench, but when I had my B10 I never used one. On the other dart, all we did was we put wheel nut markers on, we tightened them up with the big bar as tight as they would go. We'd let them sit for a little while, then do them a bit more. Then we'd go for a 5-mile drive, check them, do them for 5 miles, all the way up to 30 miles. So we'd be making sure that they're not moving. So maybe if you watch our content and watch the rest of our stuff, you'd know what we actually do. But hey ho, right, the doors have started to build, but they've been isolated. So we should, ideally, have suspension starting to build in a minute. Right, this bag's on, just this one to go now. That bag's popped back off, for whatever reason. But if I take you around here, you can see that bag is back on. It's not going to go up because the suspension on that side's not up. These wheel nuts, for those that want to fucking comment, are on temporarily. When all the work is done They'll be tightened up with the big torque bar, and then wheel nut markers. So, wheel nut markers will be applied when the job is finished. That's that done. Right, I'm going to try and do this one first of all from in here without taking the wheel off. See if it's possible. I mean, I didn't have to drop the plate completely on that side, and as the bag's already partially off on that side, well, there's a good chance the wheel's going to have to come off to centre the bag on it, but give it a go first. Right, so a bit of time has passed. This airbag on. This one still has a slight air leak, but it's from the fitting. But it's nothing that can't be done from up this end, so not a big deal. As you can see, I ended up having to take this wheel off. It meant I've got the levelling arm back in there now. Whether it's set right, we don't know, but we'll try and find out. As you can see, it is snowing here in Manchester now. It's not really the weather for being outside dealing with this. But hey ho, here I am, and I'm doing it. So I'm going to get this wheel back on, and then see how she sits. Well, definitely it's snowing now. So that's all on. That wheel's on. This wheel's on. That's 2 new top plates. Finally done. Like I say, there's a little bit of an air leak on this side, but I need to sort the pipe out because the pipe is too long. It's going to rub. So just a bit of tweaking, but we could do that with the wheel just turned. So it's not a big deal, and the air leak at the moment now is small enough that it's satisfied for the bus to rise. It's not shutting off and protecting itself. This bus does that anyway when it's not moving. You release the handbrake, or get in here and release the handbrake, the bus will go up to a predetermined level, which is not determined at the moment because I've just got the levelling valve in. I'm going to have to do that with Sean, or at least a little bit of help, to get that levelling valve perfect and the way it's supposed to be done. So, little Imogen is quite happy, nice and warm in the car, where I am absolutely freezing. It's the front pretty much done now. Obviously we've got brakes to do, so the wheels are going to need to come up again to do the brakes. But other than that, I'll cut myself. That's with rubber gloves. Other than that, I think it's pretty much sorted. So the air leak for the horn's gone, which is good. See, that's gone. Oh, sounds healthy, doesn't it? That's air in the floor system. It's not had a chance to properly breathe. Oh no, we're killing the planet! Oh well. The other thing is that valve's not properly set, so it's going to keep wanting to let air out. But wipers work. Woohoo! Obviously that one's homes in the centre, but here or there, that. Might have to check the oil level at some point, because it's a lot of blue smoke, but then again, it is cold out. I doubt the engine got up to temperature, just sat there idling. So, but it's had a chance to charge the batteries in, must have been about an hour and a half to charge the batteries, charging batteries, so. But we have good air pressure for once, so we must have had a few leaks somewhere. I do have a list of jobs as well, so I was just having a bit of a walk. So the next thing to do, hopefully when it's not absolutely absolutely bucking it down with snow and is a little bit bloody warmer, the top plate in there needs doing. Now it's up on its suspension. You can't see the top plate. Oh yeah, there you go. You might just be able to make it out. Now, the top plates at the rear are a lot easier to do than the top plates at the front. Although they are firmly underneath the bus, bloody hell, freezing. The accessibility of getting to them is a lot better. And then the last job of them all to do is on this side, and it's the level arm in there that needs adjusting. Give it a bit more ride height. And there's an air leak just behind there. You might just be able to hear it. Yeah, but you might not be able to hear it because the engine's so loud, but there is one there, and then that will help keep the system in. Bring on London, no! We will make it! But if you haven't done so already, please do like, comment and subscribe. Make sure you do click that bell icon as well. It all makes a difference. I am going to go and get warm, I think. Look at my beautiful floor as well. Oh no, I'll have to clean it all up. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, do like, comment and subscribe to the channel for more content. We are working at being able to film stuff properly. Obviously these top plates, they've been awkward, they've been a pain in the arse, and room to film is not very good, as you can, you know, how do you film that? You know, you can't. Then you got to be all the way under to be able to pop the airbag back on. You just can't get it completely under there. But I've done my best. The rear one will be a lot easier because there's, on when I did this side, the near side, there's a fuel tank. On the off side, there's nothing. There's a few air tanks, that's it. So I'll be able to get hopefully a lot more under there and be able to show you more of what I'm doing. But as it is a project and we are filming what we are doing, we've done 2 airbags, two top plates. The system's up and running now, so what more do we want, really? As always, I'll put a link. It's the KO store. We have got a selection of keyrings left. You can also order your very own framed picture. We do have a selection already printed out, and we have a good selection that we can get sorted straight away. One thing I have noticed is the ones that we have got printed out that have been left on the bus, they have got damp. But don't worry, yours won't be when it arrives. So with all that said, done and all well-being, see you next time.
You can now find us on YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, Facebook. Become a member today.